today is day 1 of 31 days of Horrorween, which I'm calling this. On one of my like kind of like chit chatty videos, I asked you guys for like name ideas, and I think somebody said Horrorween, or it might have been a patron on my Patreon page. I can't remember, and I'm so sorry. You'll make yourself known in the comments, I'm sure. So I'm taking that name because I can never decide whether to call it 31 Days of Halloween or 31 Days of Horror. So it's Horrorween. It works. What I decided to do this month is take suggestions from you guys on what I should watch for the month of October. So there's gonna be a review up every single day of this month, 1st through the 31st. And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, there will be an extra video for like my, you know, more fun stuff, because I know you guys also want to see like hauls and like vlogs of me going to Halloween Horror Nights and things like that. So not to sound too disappointed, but not a lot of you guys actually gave me suggestions. Well, actually a lot of you guys gave me multiple suggestions. So I guess I could have filled a month with you guys giving me multiple suggestions, but what I did was I took one suggestion from everybody, threw in the new releases that are coming out this month, some of the stuff that I wanted to watch, with the exception of one person, and that is Boyd Crowder. I'm gonna give him a bit of a shout out right now, because on every single one of my videos, Boyd posts like at least 15 movie suggestions, I feel like. So when I asked for October ones, oh my gosh, you gave me a list that could fill like 2 Octobers. Like I could probably do 2 reviews a day, every day this month, just on his suggestions that he gave me for October, which is insane. So since not enough of you guys suggested something to fill up a whole month, this is not like, I'm not trying to hate on you guys, I'm just saying this is why. Well, I was like, well, I gotta fill some extra days, so why don't I do a Boyd Crowder week? Because he always gives me so many suggestions, and so many suggestions that I haven't seen. He makes me feel like an awful horror fan, because I just like, he'll post this huge list of movies and I'm like, damn it, I've never seen any of them. So the first week of October is Boyd Crowder week. All of these movie reviews were suggested by Boyd. So let's get into this. Sorry for the super long intro. Today we are going to be talking about Autopsy. Before I get into anything else though, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so, so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. And I am going to mispronounce the director's name. I always do, you guys know how it is. Directed by Adam Gerash, Autopsy follows a group of friends who are on vacation in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. While driving on a lonely Louisiana road, the group get into a car accident and are taken to a nearby hospital. At the hospital, Emily uncovers the dark secret of the hospital when her friends start going missing one by one. So Autopsy was part of the 2008 After Dark Horror Fest's 8 Films to Die For list and is the directorial debut of Adam Gerash. I'm so sorry for mispronouncing that. His feature film debut as a director. But with that said, let's get into what I liked about Autopsy. Now, when you're watching this movie, I feel like you have to keep in mind that there is some kind of like dark humor and goofiness to the movie, and while it's not a straight horror comedy, it does have like some comedy elements to it. And just from me watching it, I believe it's intentionally done. So I would just, if you know, if you haven't seen this movie and you're gonna go check it out, I would just say, you know, just keep that in mind when you watch the movie. So talking about some special effects, I'm really glad that they stuck with practical effects on this one. I think there's one instance of CGI and it's like an explosion, which for, you know, like a low budget horror movie, I understand, but I'm really happy they went with practical effects on the gore, because with a movie that's titled Autopsy, you're expecting a certain something with the movie. You're expecting it to be bloody and gory and for people to get cut up, obviously, because it's called Autopsy. It just satisfies me as a horror fan to see practical effects over special effects, especially when it comes to like wounds and gory stuff. I will just say though, and I did like this about the movie, that the movie is not all gore from start to finish. It does take a little bit to get into it, and it's not a slow burn horror movie, because I know a lot of you guys out there do not like the slow burn horror movies. This is not one of them, but it does build up the tension a little bit before we really get into like the slicing and dicing and the autopsying and things like that, which I like that. I like that there was an effort made to build tension, and it's not just kind of like a pointless gore fest, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like sometimes that's kind of an easy way to go, like, well, it'll just be start to finish, people getting bloodied up and things like that. And I know a lot of you guys like that, but sometimes I like a little bit of build up to it. I like the anticipation leading up to the gore. I really like that. That being said though, getting into some things I didn't like about the movie, I feel like there was a lot going on with some of the characters that they set up, and I feel like it needed some explanation, but I didn't get it simply because there just wasn't enough movie. And so I think that kind of led the filmmakers to trying to squeeze it into the dialogue, you know, telling rather than showing, which sometimes tends to make the dialogue a little bit awkward and not natural because most people don't talk like that. I mean, I give props to the filmmakers for trying to give even the minor characters some backstory and trying to explain how they got there, like some of the workers in the hospital. I appreciate the effort, but it just fell flat. It's like they tried to squeeze it in there and it just didn't work. Almost to the point where I would have just rather them not explain. Like, as long as they explain the doctor's backstory, like why he's slicing and dicing people, I'm fine with that. I would have been okay with that. Speaking of the doctor, I am gonna spoil the ending here, so just be forewarned. This movie is 10 years old though, so I don't feel that bad about it. I think they revealed the twist a little bit early. I think through like the dialogue and like some of the aides talking about how the doctor's gone crazy and him revealing that he's like trying to save his wife, that sort of thing. I think they revealed the twist a little bit too early. Just I personally would have liked some suspense leading up to, you know, why the doctor is, you know, running this abandoned hospital under the guise that it is a real hospital and using it to murder people, essentially. I think they should have held back on that a little bit and not kind of revealed it too soon. I don't know, it just took a lot of surprise out of the end of the movie, I think, for me. And then we finally meet the wife who the doctor is keeping alive with these patients. Although I will say they did save that till the very end, and I appreciate that, like exactly how he's doing it, because that's very vague. You're just like, I get that he's trying to keep his wife alive, but how is he doing it? But I don't know, I feel like, again, that just kind of fell flat. And there's like a weird instance where our main character, Emily, like kind of like pulls the plug on her after she figures out how she's being kept alive. And she just starts like laughing maniacally when she sees her husband like standing behind Emily about to bash her head in. And it's like, okay, so she's just as crazy as her husband? Why? Like, and then getting into how Emily found out that the doctor's wife is being kept alive. Well, it coincides with her finding her boyfriend, which is basically who she's trying to locate the entire movie. He's like in this room, connected by tubes to the wife in another room, but like all of his organs are like taken out of his body and just like suspended in the air, kind of like this like sick, gory mobile, you know, like for a baby, but it's all of his organs. And like his intestines like stretched out, and they're all just like hanging from wires, but they're still connected to him, kind of, and he's like still alive, and he's just like on a table, and he's like spliced open, and all of his organs are there and that sort of thing. I feel like for something that like graphic and detailed, like that took some thought to come up with, like, hey, how about we do this? You know, how about we like have all of his organs taken out and they're suspended in the air? And that takes a lot of thought to come up with. But they don't ever explain why or how that is keeping the wife alive. And I know some people are gonna be like,
Nikki, that's not the point of the movie. The point is just like gore, blah, blah, blah.
I get it, but I'm a person that asks why. If you're gonna do something that detailed, I feel like you need explanation. You know, I need some sort of explanation as to why. Otherwise, just make it something simple, like some form of vampirism or something, where it's like, oh, it's the patient's blood that keeps her alive, or just something simple, you know? If you don't want to explain it, just keep it simple. But if you're gonna make it complicated, I need some explanation. That's all I'm trying to say. Why am I getting worked up over this? So, was Autopsy worth it? Man, I think this would be a good one for a movie night with friends, where it's like, it's just like kind of a not so great, kind of goofy, but gory movie, but you don't really care if like people are talking over it or, you know, carrying on and making noise. Like, you're not that invested in it that you want people to like sit down and shut up and watch the movie. So that being said, I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a solid 5 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't have a critic score, but audiences give it a 25%. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.5 out of 5. I was able to watch this movie on Amazon, so like I've been doing for the past couple of months now, I will leave an Amazon affiliate link on my blog. There is a whole page dedicated to Amazon affiliate links. I don't want to promise all of the movies are going to be on there right now, because just based on how behind I am waiting for the internet guy to show up, I don't know if I'll get around to adding all of them, but this one will definitely be on that page right now. And then eventually every single movie that I'm watching this month that is available to watch on Amazon will have an affiliate link, and it'll be on that page. You know, so you'll be able to go there and rent the movie that way if you want. There's no pressure to use that link, but the channel will get a small kickback if you do. The affiliate link will also be in the description box if you prefer to just, you know, skip a step and use it that way. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I normally post videos Monday through Friday, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm posting a video every single day of this month for October. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!